How much risk should you take depending on your circumstance? So Corey writes in, he said, hey, Josh, just discovered your channel. I enjoy it. Could you please make a video explaining the amount of risk one should take? For example, a tenured school teacher with a very stable job and a pension that pays 60% of income at retirement should be able to invest more in stocks than someone who does not have a stable job or pension. One could also argue that the teacher should take less risk and invest more in, say, bonds, since there's no need to take the extra risk because the guaranteed money comes from the pension. How do you reconcile the different approaches? I don't 100% agree. I 100% agree. A pension and Social Security should be thought of as bonds for sure. Just because they're guaranteed, because there's no risk. No, not really. And the pension could have risk if it's not adjusted for inflation. The question that I find that is elusive is, what are we trying to accomplish ultimately? Are we trying to build our asset base? And this is an issue an area I take issue with Nick Murray. I'm a big fan of Nick Murray. Nick Murray Interactive. And I think it's nickmurrayinteractive.com. Sign up for his newsletter. It's not free. It's freaking worth every penny I pay. I think it's $3.50 a year. But anyway, the issue that he says is stocks will give you the most growth and bang for your buck. And he 100% subscribes to that. And I agree. They will. The question is, do we need that to happen? And so going back to Corey's thing is, if a teacher's already got Social Security, they probably don't have Social Security. I guess it depends on what state. But if they have Social Security and a pension, what more do they need? See, that's the issue. What more do you need? I talked to my man yesterday, Derek, and he's single. And he's like, I don't want more growth. I don't want more growth. I got enough growth. I just want to spend what I've got and enjoy it. I don't want the risk. I don't want the growth. I want to make sure that he just wants to spend it. And so he's talked to a financial advisor and said, look, we can give you this for growth, because that's not what I want. It really comes down to you. What are you trying to accomplish? And I tell you, why take the risk if you don't need it? But are you sure you won't need it? I don't know. That's the issue, Corey, is like, if you don't need the risk, why take it? But are we sure we don't need the risk? And I will argue, too, that if you look at a society that's going to deflationary, maybe not deflationary, but certainly the inflation is decelerating, if that makes sense. So if we historically have this kind of inflation, the growth of inflation is decelerating. So it's still inflationary, but it's going less and less and less each year because of aging demographics and whatnot, which I actually subscribe to 100%. Bonds are actually quite attractive. There's no other way around that. In a deflationary economy, bonds are fixed income are quite attractive. But you hate bonds. I tell you, I do. I don't like bonds, but every situation is unique, my friends. Every situation is unique. And if we're going into an economy that's more deflationary, now I don't have any bonds, and I will never have bonds other than I just don't. I don't think you need them. But I'm still working. I'm still chugging away. The minute I hit retirement, Wellington Fund is it for me, and Wellington has that's a third bonds, and the reason for that is because you got to worry about stocks versus bonds in inflationary societies, but you also have to look at stocks versus bonds in the deflationary societies or economies, and you're hedging both sides of the bet here. That's a fact. So there's no right answers, Corey, but that's a good question. I don't have a good answer for it other than what the individual person is trying to accomplish. Thanks now.